ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Ankai Media. We are your hosts. My name is Ocean Simeon.
I'm Taylor Veer.
And I'm Connor.
Welcome back to the show, Connor. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the, I guess the last or second to last day of the opening weekend of Season 1 of Call of Duty. So we've been grinding a little bit, not a whole lot, but we've been playing, and Season 1 launched on November 16th, along with the launch of Warzone 2.0. And so it's a big day for the Call of Duty land. And we are going to just kind of talk about some things about Call of Duty. Now, I will preface this episode by saying that we have not fully explored everything that has launched or dropped with this update. Okay? Because, to be honest, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Then we're still, like, for me, I'm still trying to grind gold camos and stuff. right?
Yeah.
So, like, that, when I play, majority of my time is focused on grinding gold camos, which I'm doing pretty well with. But, so we're just going to talk about some of the things that we have done, some of the things that we're looking forward to, and just kind of give you guys a breakdown of what to expect, what is good, what may not be so good. So, this is a spoiler straight off the bat for anybody that hasn't played it or doubt.
Yeah, I mean, this is more like a news discussion.
It's just an update, right? It's just an update for you guys on what's going on with Call of Duty. Okay, so, but I just want to say spoilers so that nobody can be like, oh, you did spoilers.
I mean, this is spoilers.
Don't look at the screen. Now look at me. Now look at you.
Now back to me.
I'm on a horse.
Now back to the screen.
All right, so let's start with Warzone 2.0. Overall, how are we feeling? Did you play any of it at all? I'm sure you guys have seen videos on it at least, right? But give me your guys' general impressions of Warzone 2 on launch day.
I haven't actually played Warzone yet because there's too much for me to do with a regular game.
Yeah.
So I'm not really going to touch it for a while, to be honest. And I actually don't watch anything Warzone specific.
Interesting. Okay.
Because it's just not something I care about at the moment. But I got to say, from the features that are in the base game / DMZ, which are inevitably in Warzone, I'm not super excited.
Mm.
It's kind of going a direction that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's almost, I don't know, to me, like counterproductive to what Warzone is.
Yep.
And I think this is kind of one of those things where, I guess it's cool because for those of you that like things like Blackout, this might be more appealing, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not going to be good enough for you. And so you're really just ultimately changing it. And then everybody that liked Warzone is just going to hate it. So then nobody likes it.
Yeah.
I know they've already made changes to it. Like I know that loadouts are back in.
Yep.
And so you can get your loadouts and like from the buy station and stuff. Well, I know it's a little different. You can get your weapons.
So now you can buy individual preset weapons at the loadout, or you can also get your loadout from a loadout drop.
Yeah, and it's probably like hella expensive and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, for the most part, I haven't touched it. I can't really say too much on it, but it's not something I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Connor?
I'd probably say the same. I'm not like, I didn't rush out to be like, I'm gonna play Warzone. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It seems like they're trying to go into like a more Tarkov direction, but also PUBG direction.
Yeah.
But they're kind of not fully committing, so it's like a half-assed kind of. Not like they're half-assing the game, but like just like a half-half.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They're trying to make a new genre of battle royale.
Like it's like half-half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to like incorporate like a backpack system of.
Tarkov or Apex,
right. Or Apex, like you said, that's a good point.
Yeah, all standard like BR kind of stuff.
Right, and then on the PUBG side, it seems like it's still a little more arcadey in maybe not the combat sense, but like.
I mean, I would say gunplay is a lot.
Yeah,
it's more standard COD like still.
Yeah.
So you're mixing features and it's just the
but like the looting, like on the like shelves and everything like that, is definitely more like Tarkov.
Right. So the way that I feel about it, I've played a few games. I haven't dived into it too much, and what I will say is that I retroactively completely agree with your statement from one of our previous episodes that this was too quick. It was too quick. They should have waited longer for Warzone 2 because I'm not done with the regular game.
Right.
Like I haven't even
so much to
like they packed so much into the regular
especially
game.
because we were missing features.
Yeah,
and only
for a
now
long
we're
time.
getting them.
Yeah.
In season 1
because of bugs and stuff
Right.
that they had to fix. So
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't even move.
yeah, literally with the first day we played the game, we couldn't even fucking
we
look
couldn't
side to
look
side.
anywhere. It was just
Yeah.
straightforward, and you could only walk around,
Yeah.
and that's it. You couldn't aim your gun or shoot. That's it.
Yeah. So it just to me it feels like they pushed this out too soon.
Yeah.
So now I'm at this point where I have all this stuff that I still want to do in the regular game or in the base game. And then there's this gigantic other world of Warzone and DMZ that's like every time I open the game, the first thing is like, oh, do you want to play Warzone or do you want to play DMZ?
Do you want to get through
play...
these 50 menus?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the UI is still
Message of the day?
still terrible.
Still messed up.
Did you want to play Call of Duty? Every single
So
minute.
it's just it's almost overbearing to me. It's
Yeah.
almost like there's so much to do now
Yeah.
that I don't even want to do anything on
Yeah.
that side because it's just like like this is too much. Like chill out, Call of Duty. I still haven't even gotten half of the regular guns gold yet. Like
Yeah, you're still focused on the multiplayer side.
Yeah,
And,
so-
like,
they did a good job of releasing campaign early so that we could focus on the multiplayer side on launch, but then they're trying to shove more stuff down our throats too soon because they messed up their launch essentially, and there just hasn't been enough time. So I think beginning of the new year probably would have been a better time frame. I think
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they should have waited till like March.
I understand why they're doing it. It's there's
it's-
monetary reasons and streamer reasons.
Free-to-play
you gotta,
people.
you gotta
Yeah.
keep the hype up.
And
I know
yeah.
you gotta get them in there.
So I get
Especially
it.
with
So
all the
that's
games coming
why
out now.
that's why I think beginning of the new year would have been a better launch time for Warzone 2. And maybe you could have added in DMZ before that first and then Warzone later, but
they could do that.
it was too much all at once. So I played a few games of Warzone and I've watched some videos on it, and I'm not a fan because Warzone to me was this battle royale where it was all about dropping in with your boys, finding some cash, getting your loadouts, and getting shit done. You know, wrecking people.
Yeah.
It wasn't to me.
A-team type of shit.
Yeah, it wasn't to me. It wasn't this BR that's focused on looting and focused on making sure that you have the best possible loot for end game situations, and because like it did kind of do that, but it was like it happened naturally because when you kill people, you grab the shit they have, and then it generally makes you better for end game.
Yeah.
But now it seems to me like everything is focused on, okay, where can we drop so we can get the best possible loot and have a best possible rotation into the next area so that we don't really run into anybody because we don't want to get in too many fights, and then we can get our guns and everything and just be ready for endgame. And then the end is just like there was one game that I played where it was like 30 teams in the last circle and everybody was just like on the edge of the circle tanking gas and everybody just like launching rockets and throwing grenades, and it was mayhem. And I wish I would have recorded it, but I didn't think to in the moment.
Seems like from what I've watched that it encourages more of like a rat
Yeah.
style of play.
I
where
think
like
so, too.
everybody's rats.
Yeah.
It's like Tarkov, and like you
Right.
just hide, and then you go out, and you're like, okay,
But
it's
see,
the end.
The
Yeah.
thing is, I like Tarkov.
Yeah.
But Tarkov is an entirely separate
different
game.
game.
This is not it.
No.
Yeah, this is not it.
But this is what I mean by this. It's like
they're
No,
good.
It's like a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's like they're pulling pieces of all these other BRs that are popular and trying to combine them all because they're like, oh, everybody likes this about this BR. They like this about this BR. So let's pull those and make it and put it into
Yeah,
our
but it doesn't
BR so
mesh
that
well
everybody
together.
likes our BR. But then those things don't mesh together.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, it's literally just comes down to all of these people that were constantly complaining about Warzone not being for them. This is just them getting like a little bit more to their side.
Sure.
And the thing is, to me, Warzone at its core is what separates from all other most other BRs is simplicity.
Yes.
You don't need to fucking care about all these 500 fucking attachments, guns, backpacks, body armor with plates separately.
Right.
Fucking gas mask, NVGs, like fucking boots, like all this stupid shit that is in most other BRs.
Yeah.
You have none of that. You just run in there, pick shit up, pick up guns, shoot. Ammo just gets fucking sucked up because you're a magnet, which is totally fine because nobody wants to sit there like
Click,
I really
click,
don't
click,
like
click,
that you have to actually
click.
click on the fucking ammo now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
annoying.
can't just like fucking vacuum that shit up anymore.
it's stupid. On top of that, like you don't want to be sitting there like, all right, hold on. Guys, hold on, don't fight. I'm in my inventory. Let me shift this, equip this,
from what I've seen,
detach that,
really,
reload.
it really breaks up the
fluidity
flow
of
combat.
the game.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
the
you're like,
fluidity.
you could be in the middle of combat and you're like, I'm fucking out of ammo.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta move shit from my backpack to my inventory.
Right.
Or you're out of plates and you gotta move shit from...
So the biggest thing is like, even if you want to take out the loadout thing, because loadout time I feel like is almost like its own conversation, but just the fact that you're focusing so much on this looting system with the backpack and all that kind of crap, it's just too much.
I agree. It's too
just
much.
too much crap to worry about. Like,
Yeah, because then you
look,
just gotta run around and
I love
just,
all
like,
these other like PUBG and
click
everything.
on
They're
all
all
these
really
fucking
fun
ammo.
games, but
Warzone
am I gonna
was
sit there
special
and play
for
that shit
Warzone.
on console? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on PC to do that shit.
Yeah.
Connor actually, we watched the video together, and he made a very good point that the new backpack slash looting system is very, very biased towards PC
PC
players.
oriented.
Because not only do you have to, when you open up your inventory screen, not only do you have to cycle one direction, you also have to go, like, you have to go left and right and up and down.
Yeah.
So for console players, there's a lot more button mashing and room for error when you're trying to make your adjustments.
in high-stress
Whereas
situations.
PC players can just zoop zoop and
Yeah,
just like grab.
it's just
and play.
something that is inevitable.
Yeah.
It's something that, which is why when Warzone was made for Call of Duty, which is a console game,
Right.
it gets ported to PC. This was made for consoles.
Right.
Didn't have that shit.
Yeah.
Now we do, and it's like, what the fuck? Now I'm gonna have to stupid use my fucking analog stick to like cursor or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's like we don't want that shit.
We want
Everybody
simplicity.
like even that people that like that crap in like Blackout, dude. Blackout was garbage.
It was a horrible game.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. You're just wrong. That game mode was horrible.
Yeah.
It was buggy, looked like crap, ran like crap.
Yeah.
Horrible, complicated systems
UI
for
was
no
terrible.
reason. Yeah, there
UI
was,
was
nothing
horrible.
good about it. The
Horrible.
map was cool, I guess, but that's about it. Like, it's just too much.
Let's talk a
stuff
little
for
bit
console.
about this new map. Al Mazrah. Al Mazrah. I haven't explored the full map because I've only played like 3 games, I think. But it's very bland to me. It's very
Not a lot of diversity.
yeah, like one area is just like you move to the next area and it's just the same thing but built like this building is over here now instead of over there, and like there's a few areas that are really cool, like there's a few like swampy areas or like chemical waste kind of looking areas that are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they're very few far between, and there's no like in Verdansk there was like a lot of diversity. We had a mountain range, we had a mountain range, we had like a
Are you just
dam,
talking visuals?
like visuals and just
environment.
the environment
Because
structure.
none of that was involved in Verdansk. It's just background.
No, but like the structure, like we had an airport, we had a superstore, we had a boneyard of airplanes. This is all just like a bunch of towns all over the place that all are very similar to each other.
It feels very samey. It feels like there's a rocky sand area, and then there's
then
a
just
water
rocky area, and then sand water area, and then water area, and then
rocky area.
Yeah, like it's just, but all the structures seem so similar to me. What I will say is there were a few places within like the main city downtown area where the buildings were pretty incredible.
Yeah, over there.
Like like the interior of the buildings was pretty insane, and they definitely put some more effort into the interior and making buildings a more viable place for battles instead of just street warfare and whatnot. But I don't know, it just doesn't play. It plays very ratty, very ratty.
Yeah, I haven't played it that much because most of my experience was DMZ. I actually enjoyed the map from what I saw, but I haven't explored enough of it to really have that good of an impression of it.
Yeah, I definitely really haven't either. I'm just spitballing off of initial reactions.
I'm just gonna assume that it's mostly because this map, I imagine, was designed as the map, like battle royale, basically.
Sure.
Whereas Verdansk is individual maps broken
puzzle
up
pieced
and put
together. Yeah.
And so you have a lot of just gaps between shit, which is kind of stupid, and it like feels weird. So like in themselves, like if you're at the airport, makes sense, but then there's just like a giant gap like around it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like space. So it's kind of like even Blackout was the same way, where it's just individual points just thrown on a giant piece of landmass that are together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a new map is definitely cool, but I think like lack of diversity in the environment will get old after.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, which is fair, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's still new.
It's still new, sure.
There's going to be changes throughout the year.
What I have heard is that they're going to try and update the map is like a lot. Like they're supposed to be.
Well, I mean, even like in Verdansk, like we saw multiple changes happen throughout. Like it physically changed throughout its life cycle. So.
From what I understand, this is supposed to be even more. There's supposed to even be more changes.
Yeah, which I think is great.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But my initial knee-jerk reaction in the very few games that I played, I felt like I was in the same place the entire time. Yeah. Like I felt like I was fighting in the same set of buildings, the same like sight lines and whatnot the entire time.
I do think the water element is really cool though.
Right, because it does change the type of warfare that can happen.
Yeah, so. I think the aquatic element to the map and the aquatic warfare is very cool.
Real quick, just want to note on DMZ. DMZ actually looks pretty cool to me. I haven't played it yet, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
it does look really fun.
To me, DMZ is like it's very like Ghost Recon-ish.
Yeah.
Like it's mostly AI, but there's sometimes you run into players, and then obviously it has the Tarkov aspect of you have to extract with your equipment that you have.
It's more, I would say, it's more related to Hunt Showdown than it is Tarkov. Tarkov is very
realistic,
Neil Simmons, like looter shooter esque. Yeah. Whereas Hunt Showdown, like. You have those aspects, but there's a lot of like missions and questing and strongholds and raids and all
Tarkov. I think is just the more popular game, so people just associate with that more.
Yeah, but like I 100%, but it's not really what it is. Yeah, I haven't played a ton of it. I'm mostly trying to get the new gun from it. I do think it is going to be a very cool mode. It's. I think its biggest trouble is going to be the AI, which is a huge component of it.
The AI is too difficult.
Yeah, I just need some work. Like it's just weird. It's not fair. Like they're just not. I don't know.
They're just like always auto targeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like campaign where. Oh, he's 10 miles down the road, hiding behind a bush, and then start shooting at you. They don't see you immediately like that, but once they see you, they will one shot you.
Yeah, and I can see how that'd be frustrating because if you die, you lose all your stuff, and then you have to whatever you're carrying on you. So, what I will say about DMZ and about something that they're doing in this season, for those of you that don't know, in order to get one of the new guns in Call of Duty, you actually have to go and complete a specific mission within the DMZ, and I actually really like the concept. I like the concept of. Like, you can't buy the weapon. You can't pay for the weapon.
Well, you can buy the weapon.
Oh, you can?
You can buy a bundle and get it. That's always how it's been.
Yeah, but you can't. You can only use... Because you don't have the base gun unlocked, though, right? So you can only use the blueprint that you get from that bundle.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's how it is in this game, but... Yeah, I mean, theoretically.
Yeah, so... But I like that they're just trying different things. Right. We'll see how it, because you said it was really hard to get it, right? Yeah. And you still haven't gotten it.
No.
So like, it's kind of cool to me, I guess, because then like not everybody's just running around with an M13 all of a sudden, and it makes it a little bit like
you gotta accomplish something to get it.
Yeah. So like that. It's cool, and I'm curious to see what else they can do with that. Maybe they can, I don't know. Instead of something within the DMZ, maybe they just have a new co-op mission that the the end reward is a the gun or whatever. So I don't know. I just think it's a cool thought.
Yeah.
Whether or not it actually pans out, we'll see. But it's nice to see that they're trying to do different things instead of just throwing the gun in the battle pass and people just unlock it. Through that.
It's a complicated situation for me because I do agree. I do think it's nice for the idea of trying to incentivize people trying out the game mode.
Yeah.
It's frustrating at the same time because trying to get this weapon, it's like, oh, cool, you just have to try this game mode. Nah, dude, when you jump into this DMC and you're trying to get this gun specifically, you better be a Call of Duty CDL Sweat Lord God to get this thing. Because you have these ridiculous AI, which there's like an infinite amount in this area. You have to kill this boss character that's carrying the gun, surrounded by all these guys in a massive cloud of gas.
Yeah.
So if you're jumping in strictly for this gun, you have every single thing stacked against you.
Yeah.
You have no guns, no armor, no ammo. Trying to jump into this, like, it's hard to explain.
So what you're saying is, in order to get this gun, you actually are going to have to put in some work into DMZ and preparing for the mission instead of being able to jump in, try out the mode, and the reward for trying the mode is getting this gun. But instead, you're going to actually have to put in some work into this mode in order to get it.
Theoretically. The problem is there's also some RNG involved because you can't, like, be like, oh, the chemist spawns here. You have no idea where he spawns. And it's just like endless waves coming at you at the same time. Because once he doesn't even spawn until you get in the
gas
radiation zone.
Right.
Then it's like, oh, the chemist has spawned and you have to go kill him. And then it kind of like gives you a general direction.
The other thing
but
that
the problem
I've
is
heard...
you die immediately, so there's like nothing you can do. Most people recommend like running him over with a car. But I don't even have that problem. I can't even find him.
Yeah.
Or let alone survive long enough to look for him.
The other thing that I have heard or seen in videos is that only whoever has the gun on them when they extract is who
only
gets it.
one person gets it.
Which
so whoever picks it
means-
up and extracts gets
You
it.
have to go back in.
Yeah, which
Do
means
it
like for
again.
us and our friend group, we're going to have to do that mission like 5 times.
Okay, so there is a kind of stupid workaround for that. As long as one person gets it, you can jump right back in, drop the gun, exfil. And you just pass it on and on and
Got
on
it.
to all your friends.
Got it.
It's stupid.
Dumb.
It's stupid.
But that does make me
you
feel
go.
better about it because...
But the problem is getting it in the first place.
Yeah.
So I guess once you get it,
Imagine
good.
you guys get it from the chemist and then you drop back in and give it to your friend and then while you're trying to extract you die to the AI and you just all lose the
could
gun.
happen.
That would be so
you could
shitty.
spawn in and just get murked immediately.
That would suck.
Because sometimes you do spawn right next to a bunch of AI. This mode, I think it is
Maybe
going to be
needs some
very
reworking.
cool, but it just needs
shit.
more time. I think
Yeah.
it just needs more development.
Okay.
Now, like I said, it's complicated because I like the fact that they are trying to incentivize playing the game mode, but at the same time, having to play this game mode if I just want the guns kind of irritating.
I can understand what you're saying.
Now, I will not agree with the sentiment that people were saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have to play this if I don't want to." You're right, and you don't.
Which but
Now
you're not, gonna
you're
get
not
the gun
entitled
either.
to this weapon.
Yeah.
That's the main thing is you're not entitled to this. This is a DLC gun that they're giving to us. So if you just don't want it, don't play it.
Yeah.
If you want the gun, play it. It's as simple as
That's
that.
a concept that is just completely foreign to a lot of people. A lot of people think that just because it's in the game, they should get it for free, or they should get it. They should just get it because.
No, but I just wanted to point that out because that is a
Yeah.
separate thing that like I've heard from other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. I do think it's shitty that we have to get into DMZ and do this very specific thing for this gun, and it's really difficult. Mostly because the AI itself needs work.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate because of that. But I don't think that you're
Right.
not.
You're not
You
entitled
they
to
shouldn't. They're not required to just give you stuff.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
wait a second. I don't just get.
I think getting a challenge to unlock this is totally fine.
Yeah, I agree. For those of you that are entitled people that think they should just get guns, there are 3 other weapons that you will be able to just get throughout this season. There are 2 other ones right
Well,
now.
as long as you level up the
The
backpack.
Boss P, the MXP or the MX9, or and then the other one is the LMX XMR. It's a L. I forget the real name for it. Something like that. But it's a 50 cal version of an L96.
It's an op.
Basically.
The other gun was an MPX is what he was.
Yeah, it's an MPX.
Right.
Yeah, MP9 is different. Sorry, my bad. But those guns are in the battle pass. As long as you level up the battle pass, you'll get them, and they are free. So you don't actually have to purchase the battle pass. You just have to get to that level within the battle pass, tier. Right? And then there's another weapon coming later in the season, the Honey Badger. I don't know if that one's going to be in the battle pass or if, it can't be because we've seen
it'll be
so it'll be probably similar to the DMZ thing. There's a lot of other stuff that came out with season 1. There's new operators. Huh?
Get a Warzone victory.
Yeah. Good
10
luck.
times.
Don't die.
Good luck.
10 times in a row.
Yeah. There's a lot of other things. We got operators, new operators. One is, what is his name? This dude right in the middle? Zeus. Yeah. And then we're supposed to get Gaz later in the season. And then, who's the other person? Klaus. Later in the season. We also are getting a bunch of bundles, which we get. I mean, bundles are just.
There's an event. There's a soccer football.
Oh, right.
Event.
The World Cup is happening right now for those of you that like football. And so there's that.
There's a few soccer players that are having bundles.
Yeah.
I think they all cost 2,400 COD points. They actually look better than I thought they would from here.
Yeah.
I thought they would look really sport themed and not cool looking.
You thought they'd look really football-y.
Yeah, but they just look like operators. So
yeah, just they are Messi and Paul Pogba and Neymar, which is really cool. Yeah, it's actually like
I like events.
Even though I'm not a huge soccer fan, I do like watching the World Cup. But and I know these names, like I know who these people are.
I love events. Really cool. Like I don't totally fine with like limited bundles and stuff.
Yeah, even though it's not our thing, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
like I'm curious to see what Christmas comes around and stuff,
or even like Super Bowl maybe, something like that. Yeah. They also added in CDL characters, so you can purchase your favorite CDL team.
$10 directly from them, not COD points.
There's a new co-op mission called High Ground. There's a new mode called Raid that's coming later in this season. We got Shoot House, finally, a map that's geared towards us being able to live up. Yeah, well, we can talk about it. And then we're also supposed to get Shipment later on in the season, which, based off of this graphic right here, it kind of looks like Shipment's actually on a ship this time instead of in a shipyard.
It looks like wet work.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. There's new game features, I guess. I haven't noticed any of these. They talk a lot about the proximity chat in Warzone and DMZ, but like I personally have never experienced it yet.
I can talk about it.
I know it happens because I've seen videos. I know it's a thing, but I have yet to.
It's pretty cool. It's just I'm not playing those modes yet, so it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah.
There's new vehicles, Hummer.
Sponsored by Hummer.
Yeah,
Hummer
it's
EV.
Literally the Hummer EV.
Yeah.
And then we had a heavy chopper this time.
Sponsored by Chopper.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the heavy chopper.
Well, there's a new
also
Gulag.
Sponsored by Hummer.
Also.
The Gulag is interesting.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of dreading.
It's a lot, but that we can save for a future video once we kind of dive into Warzone a little bit more. One thing that I think is pretty cool is the interrogation feature in Warzone 2.
Another siege.
But it's a siege thing. It's also you see it in Apex as well, which Apex probably stole it from Siege too. But you've seen it in other BRs, but it's just a kind of cool thing to me.
It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
But that's pretty much it, really, as far as what we're getting this season and what we've gotten so far. Let's talk a little bit about Shoot House. Not a huge fan of it. I mean, obviously it's the same thing. It's Shoot House, but I don't really care for the colorways, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I need to play it more, but it just doesn't play the same to me.
Skill issue?
Oh, all right.
You're bad.
Interesting.
Adapt. Any more? 725?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wanted to talk about it because I I actually really like the shoot. I mean, of course, Shootout's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's
obviously.
back. I'm excited for shipment
Well,
too.
it's nice to be able to level up guns.
I'm just glad that there's another map. I mean, this game has a lot of maps that I like. In fact, there's only one that I fucking hate, which is the border crossing.
Yeah.
It's just horrendous.
Everybody hates
Funny
that.
enough, my second favorite map now that Shoot House is out is actually Farm 18.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking Farm 18 more and more.
I play well now
It's
that
because I'm
I
figuring
just,
out how to play it.
Yeah, I've gotten so now that we are used to the map, I just basically avoid all the outside, and I'm just strictly in middle, occasionally
in and out,
poking out. But Shoot House I think is really fun. I'm so glad it's back. It is a little different.
Yeah.
I actually really love the
like
aesthetics of this
longer.
map.
It's like longer. Like when you're aiming down mid, it seems longer to me than it was in the past.
Should have called it shoot range.
I can't. I mean, I don't know for sure, but honestly, the only difference to me about this map is it's the same on the center. Yeah. The edge has been extended, is what it feels like to me.
Okay.
So it doesn't really change much, but you can definitely notice like just an extension, like
a little bit
like
more
the spawns.
room.
There's more room in the spawns. Yeah. There's more room on the edges. Yeah. But the center of it, to me, it feels the exact same.
Yeah.
I actually really like the look of it a lot. It plays pretty similar to me, and
I probably just haven't put enough time into it. Or I've just gotten some ridiculously sweaty lobbies. There's one lobby where this dude is running around with a rail MG with a canted laser sight, just wrecking everybody.
That's funny.
Everybody. Headshotting everybody. Like, borderline hacking, but, like, I saw enough to be like, he's probably not.
It's because, dude, that rail, that laser attachment is stupid.
They need to...
I honestly hate that they have it in
taken
there.
out. Cause
like, I think it was fine for...
like the nighttime modes.
And for nighttime modes, but as a normal thing, come on, dude.
Nobody's doing that in real life anyway. Really?
Like, I got a beep speed.
Come on, dude.
Let me use this really.
The only I'm not a cool guy, so the only time I use lasers is at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because you can't use your fucking optic. Yeah. But I also am not cool enough to have a super high speed NVG optics and stuff. But nobody, for the most part, I don't think normal people use it. Yeah. But it's just a balance thing. Like, it's like, imagine if you're like, oh, yeah, I'm playing a regular, but I'm hardcore. So like I can kill you like hardcore, but you're not playing hardcore.
Exactly.
So I died. It's just stupid.
No, I agree. Outside of that, the last thing I just want to talk about real quick is the battle pass. So the battle pass is pretty interesting to me. I personally don't know where this concept has been used before, but maybe you know some other games that have employed this type of battle pass before.
I've experienced this
but it's very different from the battle pass that we know from Modern Warfare 2019 or some of the other major titles like Apex and stuff like that. It is not a linear battle pass. Mm-hmm. This battle pass allows you the option to kind of pick and choose your pathway of which rewards you want first. I mean, ultimately, you're going to get everything, right? But it allows you to kind of pick and choose what you want first. Something you mentioned earlier today when we were talking about it was that it's actually good for people like you that don't always finish battle passes. Yeah. And it allows you to get what you want out of a battle pass when you know you're not going to be able to finish the battle pass. But I'm curious for someone like you, Connor, that is not as heavy of a Call of Duty player like us, and you play other games. Does this type of battle pass intrigue you more and make you want to spend the $10 on it, or is this something that still is not a huge deal to you?
I don't know. I mean, logistically, this is a lot. I mean, you know me, we buy battle passes.
Yeah, all the time.
Right, for like Destiny, all these other games, you know, and sometimes we'll finish them. Yeah. Sometimes we won't finish them.
Right.
You know, because I'm not as like more of a casual gamer when it comes to like Call of Duty and, you know, all these mainline franchises. Mm-hmm. I definitely think that it's a lot cooler to have this as an option to just kind of do what I want to do, and then I don't have to really like
Grind
worry about
out.
like remember. Oh yeah, I gotta finish the battle pass because I paid fucking $10 for this.
Right.
And, it's almost done or whatever. And then like try to rush it all at the end because I forgot about it.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. You have the ability to be like, oh, this battle pass is cool. I want this, this, and this. Now that you have that, you don't really have to worry about it as much.
Yeah, you can like kind of take a break and rest easy, knowing that like it's not
you got your money's worth already.
Right. If that's what you are looking for. Right.
Any thoughts, Taylor, on this? Where else have you seen this type of battle pass?
The most recent game that I've played that has this, which I know you guys weren't super into it, is Deep Rock Galactic. It's a super awesome dwarven mining game. Has a very identical battle pass system. In general, this battle pass system, it's a good change, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. So if you were somebody that, like I said, always finishes the battle pass, no difference.
Yeah.
It's the exact same. If you don't finish the battle passes, this can be beneficial to you, but that is not guaranteed. So the way that this works is you start at A1. You have to get all 4 tiers, and then you get that 5th tier as the total final thing. You can't just like jump to here and unlock stuff there. You still have to like climb
work your way through. So
it's just kind of, if you don't finish it, you still have to plan this thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
And you still gotta play this.
But there's more. There's more pathways.
Slightly more control.
Yeah, that is true.
But
it's not
a
complete.
Very slight.
It's not a completely like, oh, you could just jump to this top right one and pick that one.
Right, like you can't just pick all the guns and be like, yep.
Right, but if you buy the battle pass and you're like, I just want that dude with the mustache at the top. You just focus all the way to the top and you're like, all right.
Yeah, absolutely. I would never do that personally.
Right.
If you're buying a battle pass,
there should be more
you better
than one thing.
Want like 80% of it.
Right.
Because obviously a bunch of it's just garbage that you're never going to use.
Yeah.
But you got to want whatever's in there for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
In that sense, this battle pass, I'm not gonna lie, it's a
little lackluster.
It's a first season, so it's kind of whatever.
The biggest benefit, or the biggest thing that makes me not super upset about it, is because we bought the Vault Edition. We basically get half of the battle pass already. But
you actually
at the same time,
you get. This is another problem actually.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say at the same time, it's
so
not.
They say 55 tier skips.
Yeah.
However, it's not like the original tiers because now it's grouped.
Go through 4 of them.
So in reality, it's like 25 tier skips or even around 20.
No, I think it's a little bit more than that because there's 5 in each one and there's 20. I think there's. I can count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, there's 22 total tiers. Right? Yeah, 22. Mm-hmm. There's 22 total tiers, and there's 5 unlocks in each one, so that puts us just over 100.
Well, yeah, 100 is like the main goal with not including...
Right.
I mean, technically it is included, but it's like you automatically get that first one if you buy it.
Yeah, so really we get 10 blocks.
Yeah, which is less than half.
Look, I went to Kaiser. I don't know how to math.
Yeah. So it made it seem like a lot more when the Vault Edition was announced, but it's.
I mean, you still are getting 50 individual rewards, but a lot of the rewards I'm never even going to touch, and it's also just.
Well, yeah, that's why that doesn't really matter to me because it's not like you didn't get that before. You're still getting the same thing now. It's just now they make it sound like more than it really is, but it's really the same.
It's really not, yeah.
Because before on PlayStation specifically, we used to get, if you bought like the tier skip version, you would get 25 instead of 20, so that would put you at 25 fucking tiers.
Yeah.
So it's about the same. It's not really that different. That's why in the grand scheme of things, it's good, but it's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it for a little bit. I don't really care for how Zeus looks as an operator.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really that cool looking to me. No. Honestly, the rose skin, I know it's going to be probably similar to what happened in the original, but it looks cool and I'm excited for it. All the other characters honestly look cooler.
Yeah.
The main Zeus guy is just not
look at his lips, man. What the hell's going on with that?
So it's like a mask.
Why'd you even put lips in
lips and he's just going...
Why'd you even put lips
in? Is with the the face guard.
Yeah.
Even on the
looks
standard
like,
operator, he's got those
he
little
looks like
cheek
he
guard
has
things.
what is it called? Mutton chops? Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
Yeah.
He looks like he's got mutton
Pretty
chops.
much ballistic mutton chops.
And
Yeah.
he's got like a ballistic lip guard.
But he doesn't even have mutton chops though.
I want to say another thing that also pisses me off about this battle pass is the final gun. It looks good, but it is an M4.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be giving us a blueprint for a new weapon that is included in this battle pass.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we're not getting that. We're getting a nice M4 blueprint.
Yeah, but I
we
can
already have
also
the
make
M4.
my nice M4 how I want it.
I mean, yeah, but
And
it's just the
FJS
fact that
segment is
it's
pretty
not
dope
including a new gun blueprint,
Yeah.
which is always the main goal.
That is a good point. That is a very good point on the
It's
battle
stupid.
pass.
It looks nice. The blueprint itself is fine, but why is that the final one?
Yeah. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I think that the season 1 launch was too much stuff at once. And I appreciate Call of Duty attempting to do some different things and spice things up a little bit and it not just be a regurgitated Modern Warfare 2019. But I think there's still a little bit of reworking that needs to be done. I think that's what our collective thoughts are, right? That it's nice, some good thoughts, some good potential practices and whatnot, but just needs a little bit more reworking in order to become a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think it's mostly just the game modes that kind of just need more time to be honest, like Warzone and DMZ.
Right. Yeah.
But everything else is, it's overall great. I will say my favorite thing about this season is really just the quality of life improvements. This game, since it updated, has not crashed for me, which used to be very consistent.
Yeah.
It runs so much smoother for me. I don't have hiccups with the menus anymore.
I do.
Everything for me works totally fine. I don't have the stupid loadout glitch thing. Things load faster for me. And
I will admit that 90
challenges and barracks and all that stuff is in finally.
Yeah.
Tier 1.
Which my KD is a lot lower than I thought it was, so I'm a little upset about that. But
Yeah, skill issue. Just kidding.
all right. Interesting.
And then, the barracks thing with the challenges.
Yeah.
Finally here. It should have been there, but at least it's
the
here
beginning.
now.
Last thing we'll talk about real fast before we wrap up this episode, the bugs and whatnot. I admit they have done a good job of getting rid of most of them, but I personally am still running into a lot of dumb issues. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before, even the day before that. I was trying to play with one of our friends, and I couldn't access the social menu. Like at all. Like I would press on my right stick.
That's fair. That's actually already fixed though.
Yeah, it is fixed now that I played. I think I played yesterday or whatever.
You're actually right. That did happen on initial launch. They hot fixed that shortly after.
So it's just frustrating to me because like it goes back to what we said in our initial game launch video of like I get it, like games and code and all the like I have a very basic understanding of what it means to code a game. So like I understand that things happen and bugs happen, but you're also a multi-billion-dollar company. A major bug that it affects my ability to access an entire part of the game and be able to play with my friends, to me it's kind of inexcusable.
Launch with that.
Yeah, it's kind of inexcusable. Like your tests and your checks and everything.
It seems like nobody's playtesting any of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
right. Like it's like oh, theoretically what I'm typing in should work, but we're not going to test it. We're just going to throw it out there.
I don't know how much I can really rely on that argument.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they do.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they do. It just seems like when these bugs
the thing
come
is,
out,
like,
you're just like,
when you're talking about a huge multi-billion-dollar franchise, can you really simulate millions of players fucking with your system at once, like in a test? Not really. You can only do it on a very basic sense. But as soon as those servers get overloaded and people start doing wildly different things that no normal person would think of, just because people think differently or want to do some weird shit, you can't really.
You don't think that a company that has that much resources would be able to figure out a way to simulate that?
No.
No?
I don't think anybody could do that.
Okay. I don't know
whether
enough.
or not they could too. They wouldn't.
I don't know enough about.
I don't think they would spend that much money to care.
Right. That is a fair point. That if they did, it probably would cost a lot of money, and Call of Duty's probably like,
Yeah, nope. Bobby needs another yacht. So.
Yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what did you guys think of the season 1 launch? Does it intrigue you? I will say there are some good things about it. I love the M13, so I'm glad it's here, but not too excited about killing the chemist for it.
Yeah, we tested it in private match only.
Yeah, so
I've picked it up in game from somebody else using it, which it is still good, but I just don't have it.
So we're curious to hear you guys' thoughts on what you like, what you don't like. Do you guys like this style of battle pass, or do you guys like a linear battle pass? Let us know down in the comments below. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here again, Connor.
Thank you for having me.
And please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Catch us on social media, any kind of media cast on Instagram and Twitter. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.